Hey guys, welcome back. It is a brand new day. It is day two of reading the Bible in 365 days. Today is January 2nd, and we're just going to get right into it, guys. We're going to pick up where we left off. So, yesterday when we left off, we left off with basically God giving Adam and Eve a tongue lashing for disobeying him, just to put it mildly, and letting them know what the repercussions are for their actions, for being disobedient to him. So we left off by summarizing Genesis chapter 3, verses 17 through 19. That was the last thing we read. So we are going to pick up from Genesis chapter 3, verse 20, 21, through to 24. Okay, so with that, let's begin. Genesis 3, verse 20. Adam named his wife Eve because she would become the mother of all the living. The Lord God made garments of skin for Adam and his wife and clothed them. And the Lord God said, "The man has now become like one of us, knowing good and evil. He must not be allowed to reach out his hand and take also from the tree of life and eat and live forever." So the Lord God banished him from the Garden of Eden to work the ground from which he had been taken. After he drove the man out, he placed on the east side of the Garden of Eden cherubim and flaming sword flashing back and forth to guard the way to the tree of life. So that ends that part in regards to Adam and Eve's punishment. So we're going to skip forward a little bit. I'm going to give you a little summary of what my hair is doing crazy things today, guys. Forgive me for messing with my hair. We're going to skip forward, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a summary of what we are about to get into. So now we're going to get into the three sons of Adam and Eve, the first three sons. So in a continuing succession of beginnings, the Genesis account records the beginning of the first family, as we know. Adam and Eve gave birth to two sons named Cain and Abel, and later to a third named Seth. The text that we're going to continue reading will subsequently indicate that over a period of many years, the family will include numerous sons and daughters. As there's no indication of other created human beings, it is altogether likely that these first brothers and sisters enter into marriage with each other, despite the sense of inappropriateness which would be felt should that occur in today's day and age. Still, another first is the Genesis record of mankind's earliest formal worship of God. Both Cain and Abel offer sacrifices to God by devoting fruits of their individual labors. As a farmer, Cain brings a portion of his crops, while Abel, a herdsman, offer up some of the best of his flock to God. Although the text that we're about to get into is silent as to what prompts God's response, it is evident that God is not pleased with Cain's offering. Whether this is because God has specifically commanded the brothers to offer animal sacrifices, or whether perhaps Cain's character is already known by God to be evil, this is unclear. In any event, Cain's pride is dashed, and his anger toward Abel is so great that in an act of premeditated murder, Cain kills Abel. Most of us already know that if we're familiar with the Bible at all. The murder is then compounded when Cain lies to God concerning Abel's whereabouts. Although God punishes Cain for his wrongdoing, the text gives some interesting insight into the character of God by indicating that despite Cain's great sin, God nevertheless shows mercy to him. This is not to be a unique act of grace. God's mercy will be seen time and time again as we continue to read. Unfortunately, Cain apparently does not respond favorably to God's mercy, at least if his descendants are any reflection of Cain's continued character. In contrast, when Seth is born, it appears that Seth takes on the righteous character of Abel and instills the respect of God in his children as well. So that being said, we're going to pick up at chapter 4, verse 1, okay? Adam made love to his wife, Eve, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Cain. She said, "With the help of the Lord, I have brought forth a man." Later, she gave birth to his brother Abel. And we're still in Genesis 4, 2 through 7. Now, Abel kept flocks and Cain worked the soil. In the course of time, Cain brought some of the fruits of the soil as an offering to the Lord, and Abel also brought an offering, fat portions from some of the firstborn of his flock. The Lord looked with favor on Abel and his offering, but on Cain and his offering he did not look with favor. So Cain was very angry, and his face was downcast. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Why are you angry? Why is your face downcast? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it." Now Cain said to his brother Abel, "Let's go out to the field." While they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. The first murder, y'all. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Where's your brother Abel?" "I don't know," he replied. "Am I my brother's keeper?" The Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are under a curse and driven from the ground, which opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you work the ground, it will no longer yield its crops for you. You will be a restless wanderer on the earth." Cain said to the Lord, "My punishment is more than I can bear. Today you are driving me from the land, and I will be hidden from your presence. I will be a restless wanderer on the earth. Whoever finds me will kill me." But the Lord said to him, "Not so. Anyone who kills Cain will suffer vengeance 7 times over." Then the Lord put a mark on Cain, so that no one who found him would kill him. So Cain went out from the Lord's presence and lived in the land of Nod, east of Eden. Cain made love to his wife, and we're at Genesis 4, 17 through 22, we're summarizing. Cain made love to his wife, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Enoch. Cain was then building a city, and he named it after his son Enoch. To Enoch was born Irad, and Irad was the father of Mehujael, and Mehujael was the father of Methuselah, and Methuselah was the father of Lamech. Lamech married 2 women, one named Adah and the other Zillah. And guys, please forgive me if I am butchering these names. These names are not easy to pronounce, but I'll continue. Adah gave birth to Jabal. He was the father of those who live in tents and raise livestock. His brother's name was Jubal. He was the father of all who play stringed instruments and pipes. Zillah also had a son, Tubal-Cain, who forged all kinds of tools out of bronze and iron. Tubal-Cain's sister was Naamah. Genesis 4, 23 and 24. Lamech said to his wives, Adah and Zillah, "Listen to me. Wives of Lamech, hear my words. I have killed a man for wounding me, a young man for injuring me. If Cain is avenged 7 times, then Lamech 77 times. Genesis 4:25 and 26. Adam made love to his wife again, and she gave birth to a son and named him Seth, saying, God has granted me another child in place of Abel, since Cain killed him. Seth also had a son, and he named him Enosh. At that time, people began to call on the name of the Lord. Let's see where we're at. Okay. So we're now doing Genesis 5, 1 and 2. This is the written account of Adam's family line, everything that we've gone over so far. When God created mankind, he made them in the likeness of God. He created them male and female and blessed them, and he named them mankind when they were created. Genesis 5, 3-5. When Adam had lived 130 years, he had a son in his own likeness, in his own image, and he named him Seth. After Seth was born, Adam lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Adam lived a total of 930 years before he died. Enosh. And we're talking about Enosh, which is Seth's son, Genesis 5, 6-8. When Seth had lived 105 years, he became the father of Enosh. After he became the father of Enosh, Seth lived 807 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Seth lived a total of 912 years, then he died. When Enosh had lived 90 years, he became the father of Canaan. After he became the father of Canaan, Enosh lived 815 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enosh lived a total of 905 years, and then he died. So guys, as you can see, we're going to continue going through here, the historical account of Adam and Eve's lineage, their son, their son's sons, and so on and so forth, just as it is in the Bible. Mihalel. When Canaan had lived 70 years, he became the father of Mahalalel. After he became the father of Mahalalel, Canaan lived 840 years and had other sons and daughters, and altogether, Canaan lived a total of 910 years. Then he died. Jared, we're now talking about Jared, when Malal had lived 65 years, he became the father of Jared. After he became the father of Jared, Malal lived 830 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Mahalal lived a total of 895 years, and then he died. When Jared had lived 162 years, he became the father of Enoch. And Enoch is a very popular name. Other people have that name throughout the Bible, so you'll notice that. After he became the father of Enoch, Jared lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Jared lived a total of 962 years, and then he died. When Enoch had lived 65 years, he became the father of Methuselah. When he became the father of Methuselah, Enoch walked faithful with God 300 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enoch lived a total of 365 years. Enoch walked faithfully with God, then he was no more because God took him away. When Methuselah had lived 187 years, he became the father of Lamech. After he became the father of Lamech, Methuselah lived 782 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Methuselah lived a total of 969 years, and then he died. When Lamech had lived 182 years, he had a son. He named him Noah and said, "He will comfort us in the labor and painful toil of our hands caused by the ground the Lord has cursed." After Noah was born, Lamech lived 595 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Lamech lived a total of 777 years, and then he died. After Noah was 500 years old, he became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. So that's where we're going to leave off for today. Today was a rather short reading for January 2nd, but so far we have gone through the lineage basically of Adam and Eve and their children and how their children had their children. And now we have left off at Noah, which is a name that is familiar to a lot of us. And we're talking about Noah's children and so on and so forth. So guys, join us tomorrow for day 3. Can't believe we're already at day 3 of reading the Bible in 365 days in a whole year. Comment down below. Let us know what you think so far. If you have any comments, any questions, and I'll get back to you down in the comment section. Don't forget to thumbs up this video if you like it. And if you haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and subscribe so that you'll be notified each and every time I upload a brand new video. Thank you and bye.